we begin with the arrest rocking the United Kingdom. Police arrived at the home of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor this morning and took the 66-year-old into custody. He was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. King Charles, his brother, issued a rare personally signed statement in which Charles said the law must take its course, and he promised his family will continue their duty and service. Now, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor had not been charged with a crime, but it is a historic downfall for the king's brother. Windsor was stripped of his royal Prince Andrew title back in November after more details emerged of his relationship with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. For more on the historic nature of this arrest, we welcome Martin Farr to the program. He is a senior lecturer in contemporary British history at Newcastle University. Thank you for joining us here on France 24. Could you start by just helping us understand what the conduct was that led to Andrew's arrest?
Well, we don't know is the short answer. The police have been very limited in what they can say as it's an ongoing investigation. But they're saying that a man in Norfolk has been charged. The statement says, we're not naming the arrested man as per national guidance. The case is active. He's been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, which is a common law offence which relates to when a person is serving in a public role and is deemed to have or is thought to have behaved in such a way as to cast doubt upon his performance and to put his role in public concern. We think this comes after the most recent revelations of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's role as a trade envoy for the government between 2001 and 2011, and the possibility, the accusation. The Republic group in Britain, which is the large anti-monarchist group, has put a statement out that it's through their pressing of this case with the police and their threat of a private investigation that the police have acted. So we think at the moment it relates to the possibility that he shared information which was meant to be private with a third party, possibly Jeffrey Epstein, possibly someone else. To that extent, it's rather similar to the investigations which Lord Mandelson is currently undergoing as well, misconduct in public office, revealing secrets, confidential information, possibly for personal advantage.
Now, this is an unprecedented situation, but do we know if it's possible Andrew could have any special privileges within the justice system as a member of the royal family?
No, I mean, it's really important to stress just how extraordinary this story is. I've been going through all of the world newspapers, the world news sites across different languages, different continents. It's leading every single one. It's an enormous story. And the King has released a statement. It's on the Royal Family website now. I've learned with deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I've said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. And here's the key sentence. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. So this is, it's absolutely critical for the institution of the monarchy. I mean, yesterday, the King and the Queen were opening a theatre in London. The Prince of Wales, the heir to the throne, was initiating his new mental health charity, Mental Health Awareness Day. They have a very clear agenda of what they want to do in terms of duty and service. The King's statement ends with the sentence, meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. So it's an enormous embarrassment for the institution, and they must be seen to be completely clear and transparent. Indeed, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been arrested, we think, or is being questioned at Sandringham in Norfolk, to where he was evicted by the King from Windsor after the latest Epstein files. So the family has acted too slowly for some, but it's certainly keen to try and isolate this and to be as cooperative as possible with the authorities, there's no government interference, there's no royal family interference. This is purely an act of the Crown Prosecution Service and the Thames Valley Police, which is where Windsor is, the county that Windsor's in.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Andrew was arrested at the personal home of the King. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay.
That's right. Yes, it was very embarrassing for the family that he was living at Windsor, which is a public area. He's been essentially sent to Sandringham, which is a private estate. So the King is living at the King's charity, as it were, but it's a private place, so no one will be able to see him. He was being seen regularly riding horses and in his car and waving, which added to the embarrassment. So him being sequestered there was meant to help limit the story, but then of course the police have intervened, and it's become a much greater story than anyone would have imagined.
Now, Andrew's ties to Jeffrey Epstein, they haven't been secret. They've been known for quite a long time, but were there signs that this arrest was coming?
Frankly, I was surprised it's taken as long as it has for a police investigation to take place, given what's been in the public domain. And of course, one has to stress that the prince has denied all wrongdoing. But the fact that the revelations of him as a trade envoy make this a public matter rather than merely a matter for his conduct for the royal family. He was acting on behalf of the government. And he may well have been sharing secrets, sharing trade information in his role as an envoy, and that is, I think, is the hook on which they're moving against him. There may well be other investigations relating to Epstein, and indeed, a statement's come out from Virginia Giuffre's family as to their relief that this has taken place. Of course, he's refused or he's declined the opportunity to testify to congressional hearings. That would be, I suspect, the next stage. Further pressure from the United States for him to answer questions in the Epstein files. And indeed, one of the great concerns of the family, the royal family, is that the files are still ongoing. We don't yet know what is in there, what more will come out. More photographs are released on a regular basis, each one of which adds to the embarrassment of the institution. And so they won't say this, but even though it's enormously embarrassing, there may be some sense of relief that this is now out of the royal family's hands in terms of their mediating the story, and it's in the hands of the prosecutors and the police. So it's a clean break in that sense.
Right, because it's estimated that there are as many as 2 to 3 million files still to come with the Justice Department's release of the Epstein files. Martin Farr, senior lecturer in contemporary British history, thank you so much for your time and expertise and sharing it with us.